What's your Southern Grind? From the Blade Show.
The Blade Show, yeah. John brought me one back.
Oh yeah, because you didn't go with it.
That's Zach. What's his name? He's a country singer.
Oh yeah, you told me.
Zach Brown.
Yeah,
Zach
That's
Brown.
right.
Zach
Their
Brown,
booth was
man.
right down from ours.
Yeah.
That's right.
I never saw him. He was there. Sebastian was over there hustling for knives. Sebastian came back with 4 or 5 knives from him.
Really?
Fucking shirts, and they just piled us up with all kinds of shit.
Yeah, I like the shirt. Everything's cool.
Yeah, I didn't see him either. I kind of kept a little bit of an eye out for
The
him.
guys from Artificum Solus came up first thing beginning of the show and handed us a bag of knives. Like a bunch of cool, like these little metal emblems we got on the patch board and a bunch of, different knives and shit. So Sebastian got 3 of these knives. And he's wearing a little necker and he's got something on his belt and he's got something, I don't know where, carrying it around or whatever. So he hustles and trades and ends up with a bunch of knives. So he comes back with like $400 or $500 knives. I'm like, where are these coming from? What's the deal?
What booth did you just like? Oh, this is cool.
Like, but people give Sebastian shit everywhere we go. Well, he traded a bunch of little shit for a bunch of bigger shit, and by the end of the day, like he had $500-$600 knives. He rolls up into Bradshaw, Casey Bradshaw's booth. He makes the Bradshaw Basher, those fucking badass brass knuckles.
I remember.
He's like, so how much are these? And he's like, well, I can't sell them to you, but I get $120 for them. And he shuffles a little bit. He's like, I can give you $100. And Casey's just laughing. He's like, kid, I don't know who you are, but I can't sell you these brass knuckles. Well, he fucking continues to have conversations through the day to the point Casey comes over to our booth. And he's like, hey, your kid's badass. He wants these brass knuckles. So Amanda ends up buying them. Well, we do a collaboration with him, and we've got the sample prototypes, the test for concept made out of Delron, CNC'd out. It's a brass knuckle that will integrate. It has a nose on it, so it'll lock into our Cobra belt. So we're gonna do. I don't know how many we're doing out of copper or bronze or brass or whatever.
We were getting the plastic too.
And then we're going to do a limited run out of the plastic ones for a lower price point. But I want to do maybe 6 pieces out of Mokatai, which would be fucking retard expensive because you've got so much waste in there. But dudes would buy them. It's fucking neat.
That'd be cool as well.
It's funny, I remember watching him do that at USN, talking to people, and he was like, how much do you want for this one? And they were always like,
Spatula?
Yeah.
Hanging?
Hanging up there. Isn't that under? No?
There it is. Was it up there?
You looking out?
Yeah, I was like, that's the handle right there.
Yeah, by now everybody knows who Sebastian is. Like,
Yeah. I like watching him hustle people though, because he does. He just
Well,
walks
in
around talking.
NRA last year too.
Yeah.
We didn't-
never
yeah.
really take that little fucker.
He's crazy. He's got his game on.
The guys from Shoot Steel, that was very cool. They sent him a bunch of targets after they saw him get in trouble for shooting up them cricket
I
boxes.
thought it's funny. I think it's funny that they did it for that. Like, here, shoot these instead.
Exactly.
So Sebastian thought I made that up. He's like, hey Dad, I know you wrote that note. And I said, no, I didn't fucking write the note. I thought he was talking about where I said shithead. And he thought I made the note up, but no, they really did send him those targets.
Yeah, those dudes are cool. I like those guys. And their targets are stand-up too.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing more rewarding than shooting guns and hearing steel.
Ping, ping, ping.
So the animals are all moved. We got to go up there and look at them, make sure everybody's still there, in place, alive. And when I went up there last night, right about dark, all the chickens were in the coop, roosted up. The turkey couldn't get in there. The female turkey was up inside on a roost. But the male and those 2 Polish roosters, they were still running around. The pheasant's gone. I don't know where he went.
You should put out a reward like on Ace Ventura whenever he's looking for that white dove, you know? Be like, very, very rare, blah, 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 and be like, $100,000 reward, even though there's not a $100,000 reward. Just so people are chasing it around, hunting for it. We see big groups of people in the woods around town. What are you doing? Well, we're chasing that famous bird.
Looking for the snipe.
It was in a movie.
We gotta go get some nest boxes sometime today.
Yeah.
Oh, question. Why would they roost off the ground? Why would they sit?
So shit don't eat them.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm not a bird. I don't know why they do it.
Yeah, I didn't know if there was like I
And
knew
the
that
thing
they
was,
would do that.
like
but
if we didn't get those poles in there for them
Mhm.
to come up on at night,
they'll roost somewhere else.
they would have found somewhere
Yeah.
else. Like if you don't give them what they need, they will go find it, and your fucking birds will leave.
Yeah, I remember you saying that's why I remember you saying it, and I was like, I wonder like if they just won't, because I see them sit, but I guess
Yeah.
at night they just won't do that shit.
And that big turkey, when I was in there, he was trying to fly up onto the top of the coop.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to, and it's going to be hard to do because he's fucking awake all the time.
Yeah.
But we need to grab his ass and make sure his wings are clipped so he'll fly.
Yeah, I was
Especially
I
when
was
he starts
guessing.
hearing other turkeys.
Yeah, I was guessing maybe they were, and that's what Cody was like their clip, because Cody got in and kind of followed him around, and he would open his wings, but he would not fly. And like,
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was because he'd been around people a lot and
He's
was kind of
got, he's
tame.
got enough wing to loft up on top of that thing, which means
Yeah.
he can get over that fence.
Yeah,
And he might not even realize he'll do it out of fear or whatever.
Mhm.
But once he's out, he's out. You won't catch that sucker running around once he's out of there.
Yeah. Well, they all roost in the trees out in the wild, you know.
mm-hmm. Yep. They usually.
But I think it's more because they're up high. Nothing can get to them. They
Just
can
safe.
see. Yeah, exactly.
Plus, once we get all the guineas, we'll get a whole flock of them.
The guineas,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll- if we let the guineas go here,
we can just build the pen
they'll
around.
head down there.
We'll keep
Yeah.
those. We'll keep those at Lance's house.
if we let the guineas go here, they'll eventually
No.
show up a quarter mile down the road in a couple
I
weeks.
bet, John. I bet we could get some guys together and one day while Lance is gone, fence his entire house and put at least 100 guineas in his front yard. You have to go out there with a bat, like get them all.
Yeah, be careful because they have a mob mentality too. They'll attack.
What would you do if you came home and your yard was just white and black with just guineas? You can't even see the grass.
I wouldn't even attempt to handle the problem. I'd run and get a pot of llamas and turn them loose in there. And
Do they kill guineas?
oh fuck
Llamas, yeah, arch enemy of guineas.
Yep. Llamas
Camels
are
too.
well, they climb trees to get them. They roost in trees in the daytime. They're nocturnal.
The llamas climb trees?
They hunt in pods of 3. So if you ever see one or two, there's always another one somewhere else. But if you're down here at Kentucky Lake and you see llamas, you yell, "Get out of the water! There are llamas." I mean, but they'll climb trees with their little hoofs because they're split, and they're dangerous creatures.
Are you hearing this shit?
A lot of people, get them confused with alpacas. Now, alpacas is a relation to the llama, but they're actually on mankind's side.
Oh, okay.
They're not the predator. They're
Llamas
actually
with the land shark.
and alpacas are kind of like a sheepdog against the wolf of the llama.
Well, I'm glad you shared that. Now I know a little more than I knew before.
There you
They had
go.
to close that door.
Hey,
Even if it was
That
wrong.
knowledge weighs nothing. So were you in town for a class or?
No, just passing through. I drive long haul trucks.
You can come over here and be on the phone.
Alright.
What's your name?
Adam,
Adam. Nice to meet you.
good to meet you guys.
Lance, Simplify.
Hi. Yeah, no, I drive long haul trucks. Just happened to be passing through, headed up to Columbus, and
Okay,
figured I'd shoot by, had some extra time, and
right on.
see what you guys are all about down here.
Good deal.
Shot a PM on Facebook, sent over an email. He said, "Does anybody ever come by here, man? It seems like every day somebody comes by." Now."
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it is. Yeah.
Yep, more and more.
So you're headed up to Columbus,
Yeah.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Right on. Where all do you run to?
I run everywhere in the United States, all 48 over
Okay.
states. Don't go up to Alaska, stay out of Canada. Obviously,
Okay.
don't drive to Hawaii.
Right. Well, the toll bridge is
Well,
fucking
why don't
expensive.
you? Just take the tunnel.
No, yeah, the bridge and tunnel are both, the fees are
The
just
tolls are just
astronomical.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And if you have to park at the back of the lot, and you don't have those little trams pulling up the, I'd rather go to Six Flags on a busy
That'd
day.
be really cool if there was a bridge all the way to Hawaii. I'd drive that just to drive it.
There is a bridge all the way to Hawaii.
Yeah.
What?
It's just you got to have enough fuel because they don't have the gas stations out there. Because after the BP spill and everything, there's fucking OSHA and hazmat and all this other shit. So you got to have enough. You got to carry enough fuel with you to get there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They
And
do
the,
have
and
some
the
points.
tolls are just out of this world.
Exactly.
So full of shit.
No, that's why we have the shipping containers and shit and send shit over there.
These eggs are huge.
I can't trust you. You're the same dude who's like, Colin, if you just hold your arm out and talk to it, the chicken will get up there.
He's trying to make it like he didn't do it.
No, I did.
Yesterday
I did do it because I kept trying to be like, I was like, no, it's not, no, it's not. And Lance was like, so adamant. He's like, Colin, I swear,
Google it.
I
Well, you
trained
know
this
the video.
chicken to do that. Just
Google it. It's fucking. I think it's honestly a waste of money because
Yeah, who wants to drive to Hawaii when you
not a lot of people use it because of the fuel situation and the toll. It's ridiculous. And it's a long fucking drive.
Yeah.
You're fucking talking like 2,500 miles from California.
It's like walking to Japan.
Yeah.
Got any more of those eggs done yet, bud?
Oh, we're down there.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't expecting. He looked like one of the chickens waiting for waiting for you.
Like
Did they hear an arm was
He
out?
was like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you should have. So what's your favorite stretch of interstate?
I'm a big fan of I-80 up north.
I-80?
Yeah. It's long.
Going
it's
through
straight.
Nebraska and
That part sucks. Nebraska and Wyoming. Once you see it once or twice.
Once you get until let's see, I know because it ducks back down.
Yeah.
Below the bighorns
Yeah,
and everything.
it cuts down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of prairie dog channels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be fun to go hunting.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I like 90 going across there.
Yeah,
Wyoming and Montana and everything.
And then southern, like 70 down across southern Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely my favorite stretch of road in the entire country. It's
Yeah.
the most beautiful spot.
So what, you listen to music or podcasts, or what do you do? When
No, usually satellite radio.
He's like, no, usually I watch the videos.
Yeah.
Have you
I
seen
had to move the TV off the dash because it was getting in the way.
you know what survival podcast?
Yeah.
That's when I'm driving by myself, especially if I'm driving anywhere. I listen to survival podcasts.
Yeah.
It just breaks it up.
Well, and I train student drivers as well.
Okay.
So I tend to tone stuff like that down because I never know like what their political leanings are, and I don't want to end up having like being in a box that's 10 foot by 10 foot with some dude that's going to shank me in the middle of the night. So,
Yeah, that's not uncomfortable.
no, I mean most of them are pretty level-headed and pretty cool, but you never know what's going to
Right.
touch somebody's nerve, and all of a sudden you got 4 more weeks with somebody pissed off at you in the truck.
Yeah. How,
This is from Justin.
I don't think so. We've had that for a while.
CMSG.
how long are you gone at a time?
That's
I'm
You're not one of
usually
those
out-
ones you see on the trailer. Guaranteed weekends home. That ain't you, right?
No. I'm usually out 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
And then I'll take 7 to 10 days off right in
Yeah.
there. I've got a wife and kids back in Oregon, so
I work
Okay.
46 weeks in a row too.
yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
And it's just big rig driving.
What's that?
Big rig driving. Just,
Yeah.
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 Is it cool in the truck?
I like it. I mean, it's not the best truck out there.
Are you an
but
owner
it's-
operator?
No, I'm a company
Yeah.
driver.
Whenever I think
Cool,
of big rig,
cool.
I think of Optimus Prime.
I
Like,
kinda
Well, you
like
have a diesel truck now, so you're pretty much qualified to drive a big
Oh,
rig
yeah,
now. I
that's-
mean,
Yeah, you can come out and take a look.
you guys can
At the
talk
breakfast.
about
truck
diesel stuff.
Yeah.
We'll show
Teach
you
them how to
what
do a boost.
we'll show you what a real
Yeah, you want to know what a
Boosted
boosted
launch?
launch is? I like it when Jonathan
thing
says
was-
it. He's like, this was kind of a small boosted launch. Like, I have a different type of country than Jonathan had. I was impressed by his.
Yeah.
Like the dude we had from Texas, his was different too. I couldn't talk Texas. I can talk all kinds of southern states and stuff like that, not Texas.
I like it when you put on your country boy accent, and like when you start. When somebody comes into stuff, you start talking about trucks or guns or whatever. You
It's
immediately go into
It's osmosis. Like I can't.
all those
they,
vowels get a little
yeah,
longer.
they brought in their inner white redneck, and like my inner white red, it oozes out because I don't have one on the outside. I keep it on the inside.
Karate Man bruise on the inside.
Yeah, it does happen though, and I can't stop it.
I know.
It's way
I've
worse if I
noticed.
drink beer.
I do it when I get around people with accents and stuff. I'll catch myself starting to do that.
I know you do a really good English accent.
My Australian accent, my English accent. I have a Chinese accent,
Well, Chinese English. James Bond.
Vietnamese, and
Yeah.
and
I was-
they're all the exact same fucking voice.
I was wondering. I was like, is Chinese an accent, or is that's a whole nother language?
Well, you know.
You can speak.
You wanna hear it?
Yeah.
G'day, mate.
That's your Chinese?
Yeah. they're all the same. They're all the same.
Everything west of here.
You hear my leprechaun? Cheerio, mate. They're all the same.
You get an E for effort at least.
Showing up. Yeah, I used to drive a lot. And be gone. I would be gone like 4 to 6 weeks at a
There's your
time.
Boilermaker company that should work.
Yeah, and then I'd be home for like 2 or 3 days, and then
Yeah.
of course I wasn't married or anything at the time, so
right back out.
Yeah, exactly. But it was
Yeah.
great because I was fucking shit. I think on average, because I got windshield time too
Oh, okay.
and everything, my hourly rate
Yeah.
and stuff. So like on average, I was putting in about 120 hours a week
Yeah.
and just fucking bank it up, put mile markers in my pocket and hitting the next job. But I covered Canada and I would never. I'd send somebody else to Mexico. I didn't like going to Mexico.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy down there.
Yeah. But the only two states I haven't been to is Oregon and Washington.
Oh, you got to come out.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I've eaten a lot of the interstates from one end to the other and
Yeah.
everything. But I enjoyed it because, like John was saying, you can listen to, I'd just be driving and talk iPod or whatever.
Yeah.
Not that didn't have that then, but
Yeah.
books, audio books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Sirius used to have an audiobook channel,
Yeah.
and that was the absolute greatest because they'd only play an hour of each book at a time. So you'd simultaneously be trying to keep track of like 6 or 8 different audiobooks, and then the next one would come on and be like, I think we're in Egypt.
So kind of like a TV show episode where
Yeah.
you come on the next night and pick it back up where
Yeah,
it left
exactly.
off. Yeah.
And they'd play it like at mirrored times. So 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. would be the same thing.
Okay.
So if you were driving in the morning or driving at night, you could always keep catching that. The
Oh,
same.
hell yeah.
Yeah, and it was phenomenal.
That makes the windshield time a little bit easier.
Oh my god, it makes it go by so fast.
I started doing a scavenger hunt. I had a notebook I kept in my truck, and I'd write down mile markers and stuff like that. Cool shit. Like there was this one that had a weather vane, and it was a kick-ass like B-52 bomber model. And I knew this thing was badass.
Yeah.
And so they got mile marker stuff, and me and 2 other guys said we'd all compile these and send each other our phones, and if you could get it or whatever, this and that,
Oh,
you
yeah.
get points and stuff like that. So we started doing that kind of stuff.
You see some really cool stuff out there. There's a lot of like fighter jets that are built up as monuments.
Yeah,
They'll just be on the side of the freeway, just
Oh,
driving,
yeah.
and all of a sudden there's a fighter jet,
yeah.
or like tanks, or there's.
How do you like Pennsylvania?
Don't get stuck behind the Amish carts
Right.
because the roads aren't wide
Like
enough to get
around
around
Lancaster and everything.
them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's all over the state. But anytime you get off of like
You gotta
the
watch out
pikes
for
up
the
there,
Amish mafia too.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah, they'll get you.
Throw you in an empty silo. Yeah, I think it is actually around Lancaster and
Yeah,
Hershey.
that's
and so
the
forth.
big areas there. But anytime you get off the main roads in Pennsylvania, it can get it's such like hill country.
Mhm.
You can just be up, down, grabbing gears, just trying to beat your brains out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I try and stay west of the Mississippi.
Okay.
Our company kind of breaks it up so that like we've got 32 terminals nationwide.
Okay.
So like there's different like the terminal in Columbus mainly services the region around Columbus, and the terminal down in Dallas mainly services that region. And I'm based out of Idaho.
Okay.
So my primary area is kind of the 11 western
Well,
states.
so you got some great
Oh yeah.
views up there in that area.
Yeah, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah.
Yeah, that's
Trying to
awesome
stay out of
country.
California, but
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's some good country up there.
Yeah.
Alright, let's shut that off and eat.
Oop,
Oh, thank you.
you bet.